All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Maxed Out Radio. I think this is episode 7, isn't it? We should be on episode 7. I think it's been about a month since the last episode, right? It's been a little bit of time, but it's all good. All right, everybody, hold your horses. Everything's okay. First and foremost, I just wanted to make one because it's been a while, right? Me and you hanging out, me and you chatting. We'll go over some stories. I think I have a plan for today's episode, which is I'm going to talk about some embarrassing stories because I want to make it clear I'm human too. All right, I make mistakes, I make errors. All right, and I think it's funny when people share those stories, and I don't want anybody to think that I live some glorious golden life, like everything's perfect for me, right? We all go through stuff, and I think it's funny to look back at the embarrassing stories sometimes. So we'll go over some of those today. And also as well, it's just been a while. Like I said earlier, it's just been a while since me and you sat down, and I like doing these every now and then. So before we get into some embarrassing stories, I will go straight into the fact and saying that I am working on chapter 2. I know it's been a month since the first chapter came out, which came out on November 5th. Thank you to everyone who has read that and streamed the music. The chapter has done so well, like significantly better than I thought it would. I think across all of the platforms that it's on, it's got over 5,000-ish reads, somewhere in that territory, which is a lot of people. Thank you so much. I hope all of those people made it to the end of the chapter. I hope they didn't just click on it and then clicked off of it immediately. I'd be very ecstatic if you guys actually stayed. And for those looking forward to chapter 2, I am working on it. There was some big changes made to the art style and just kind of the way I'm writing. I've improved so much, so that's why I'm taking a little bit longer with it. I hope you guys are okay with that. But it should be, after I finish this chapter 2, it shouldn't take me as long to get chapter 3 out. I'm in a very good rhythm now and should be able to get this done. So the only other important change from what I just said was that the chapters are now shrinking from 25 pages to between 15 or 18 pages. This is just so that it gives me a little bit more of a work pacing. How do I say that? I said that completely wrong. It gives me a little bit better pacing for like workflow and stuff, so I don't have to like rush everything within 30 days because 25 pages of manga in 30 days is a lot of work, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can understand that, especially if you draw manga yourself. You'll know it is very difficult to pull that off, and I'm not afraid to say it, I couldn't do it. All right. I was going down. My body was feeling some serious deterioration there trying to pull that off. So I shrunk it to 15 pages for my own health reasons and just making sure I could provide better quality without having to actually, sacrifice my health or anything like that. So, and don't worry about when I say health, I wasn't like significantly sick or anything like that, just minor fatigue and, a little bit of headaches and stuff like that. So just want to avoid all that before it gets any worse. So 15 pages, I think, is a sweet spot for that. So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. I'm going to start this one right off. So I do the same thing almost every single morning, hilariously, which is kind of what our main character is a little bit modeled after in Miss Maki. For those of you who don't know, that's actually her name. Her name is Maki Hoshimoto. It was misspelt in the first chapter as Boshimoto in one of the panels. It's actually Hoshimoto. So her name is Maki Hoshimoto, and Max-chan is the name that's a nickname given to her by Reina. So that's where that comes from, for those wondering. But her name is actually Maki. And so, yeah, Maki is very similar to me in the sense of that I kind of do the same thing every single morning. I'm very familiar with my routine, which is I usually wake up and I go to the grocery store or some sort of... So where I live, we have something called Dunkin' Donuts, which is like a bagel chain. It's like a bagel and donut chain, coffee chain, whatever you want to call it. It's you know what I'm trying to say. It's like a breakfast place chain that's usually like a very quick, people don't really sit down there. It's kind of like a drive-through, and like you walk in the building and you order and then you leave type of situation. It's very rare to see people actually sitting in there. And so anyways, I usually go to Dunkin' Donuts, or there's like a deli by my house that I usually go to, and I get like an egg and cheese or I usually go to the grocery store and get some donuts. And so that's what I was doing the other day, yesterday. I went to the grocery store to get donuts, and pretty much everything in the US has transformed into self-checkout now. Like, really, it's kind of funny. You only see like elderly people using the actual checkout lines with the associates working on them. And nowadays, most people are just using the self-checkout. And what was funny was I went to the self-checkout after I got my donuts, and I get the same thing every single time. The code on the donut is 504 that you need to plug in to the machine. It's like the number you plug into the machine. And then once you plug in the code, it asks for the quantity of how many you picked up. And so the machine used to be set up that it used to make you type in the code and then the quantity, like I just said. But recently they did like a software update on the machine. And so now you can just click the icon and you don't have to type in the code anymore. But since this is part of my daily routine and I've done this so many times now, I automatically typed in the code when it asked for the quantity. So I typed in 504 donuts when I went to buy the thing, and I literally it like charged me like $700 before I was about to check out. And luckily the worker like caught me typing in that I had put in like 500 donuts for order, which, by the way, I think I'd be able to run my own bakery if I bought 500 donuts. How about that, eh? And then so I put in the thing for 500 donuts. The bill is like $600. Then this associate comes up to me and they're like, yeah, you're not actually going to buy 500 donuts, are you? And then I was like, I had like just woken up. So I was still like kind of, you know, when you wake up, you just like don't really know where you are. You don't know what's going on. Like, that's what I was like. And so like this person comes up to me. They're like, yeah, like, yeah, whatever. You're not going to buy 500 donuts. And I'm like, yeah. And then I look at the screen again. I'm like, wait, what are they talking about? And then they were like about to like reach in and like delete it for me. And I just started like doing it for them. I don't know. Like, I just started doing their job for them and like almost kind of pushed their hand away. And like, and then I said something else stupid after. I don't even know what. Like, you know when somebody catches you off guard and they're like not going, quote unquote, according to the script when they're working? Like a cashier says something that they wouldn't normally say. Like, that's exactly what happened to me. And then I was like so embarrassed that I said to them when I was leaving, I was like, yeah, I probably would have figured it out very shortly. Who says that? Actually, who says that? What was I going for there? Like, that was brutal. That was actually brutal. I completely fumbled the bag in that social situation there. 10 out of 10 fumble. I looked like a loser, bro. I actually looked like a straight up loser. So that was my embarrassing story recently. That was a rough one. That was a really rough one. I haven't had that. Normally, okay, so when I was in high school, I was like one of those like mid-tier. I was a mid-tier guy, right? Mid-tier loser. I was right on the border of the popular kids group because I played ice hockey. So I was on, you know, the sports team, right? The big sports team at our school. It was like our school was like basketball and hockey. Like, those were the two. Like all the cool guys were either on the hockey team or the basketball team. And so luckily, because I was good at hockey, like I kind of was like automatically almost accepted into that group, even though I was like, I'm not your typical sports guy. I don't really know how to explain that. Like, I kind of, you know, I like anime, I like manga, I like art, I like music, and that's not normally, I guess, what you would associate someone who's really into sports with. And so that's why, like, I was always on the perimeter of being in that popular group, but I was never actually able to break in or get invited to anything outside of school because of that, because I just like didn't really share any interests with any of those people. So like, they were always partying and drinking on the weekends, whatever it was. And then I was just like, yeah, I just want to go home and play video games and like, I don't know, make music or whatever. So I was never actually invited to anything because of that. But like, actually at the rink and like hanging out with them, like I was good friends with them and in school and stuff. But Anyways, that led to a lot of embarrassing moments, and I can remember one of these times, like especially when you're in high school, like you're just so desperate to make friends in high school. I feel like everybody's gone through that, right? Like you just want to be liked by everybody. You want to be the guy or the girl, and so I remember like they were having this party one weekend, like everybody was going out, and like I was trying to build up my reputation, right? So I had heard that this party was going on, and I wanted to go to this party so bad just so I could be like, yeah, I was there, right? I was with the group. That's right. I'm him, bro. I was with the group. And so I went, and I don't remember exactly how the story goes. It's kind of like vague to me, but I remember like going up while they were talking about it. So it's very common for U.S. kids to drive to high school, especially when you're like juniors and seniors. You get your license when you're in, 16, 17. So we all drive to the parking lot in the morning, and that like everyone kind of hangs out for 5 minutes before they go to school. And like they were talking about it in that parking lot when we were there. And so they're talking about it, and this was like some Disney movie type shit. Like this was so crazy. And so I go over to them, and I'm like, obviously I'm exaggerating a little bit, but this is what I remember it being like in my head, like going over with the leather jacket or whatever, and like thinking you're just like the guy, and going over this group and being like, yeah, so I heard you guys were, having something this weekend, like, send me the Addy, man, send me the details. It's just like total loser, actual scumbag move. And this whatever it's called, like they kind of like looked at me like, what is wrong with you, bro? Like, like they gave me the nastiest look, and I was just like, yeah, man, just hit me up, man. And sure enough, they didn't hit me up, and it spiraled into this whole thing of like me thinking that they were like out for me. And like I remember like texting someone, and I was like, raging at them in text, being like, I can't believe he didn't invite me to the party, man. Like I literally asked or whatever. And it was just like, you just got to know your place sometimes. You just got to know your place. Number one piece of advice: do not invite yourself to other people's events. I learned that the hard way, and have never made that mistake since. All right. And luckily, everything's worked out. I've got a great group of friends now that are definitely much nicer than those people were. But even then, like I, of course, had great moments with them as well in school. And that's just, it's kind of wishy-washy. You have bad moments, you have good moments. That was definitely one of the more embarrassing bad ones that I went through. But it is what it is. The next one, we're going to go back to my freshman year of high school. This was a hilarious one. Probably one of the funniest ones I can remember. I was a huge hockey player growing up. Like I started playing hockey around 6 or 7 years old. I think the first time I ever actually ice skated and played hockey, I was probably about 5 on a lake, but I didn't start playing organized hockey until I was maybe like 7 or 8, 6, 7, ha 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 ha. Y'all need to get over that meme right now. I'm gonna just say that. That's probably somewhere between 6 and 8 years old. We'll go with that, right? So, anyways, what was I going for there? Yeah, I was playing hockey for a long time because of that, and it was definitely one of the biggest things in my life. I thought I was going to be a professional hockey player. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. I never thought I would be making a manga and trying to turn that into an anime or something like that and doing this music thing. I thought 100%, I was convinced that I was going to the NHL and that I was going to be a professional hockey player all the way up until I was about 20 years old. I was completely convinced. And so I chose where I went to high school because they had a good high school hockey team for the area that we were in. And so I go to this school, and the coach is just like a burger. I don't know how to explain that. I love using that term. This is a Burisuko term only. I'm gonna get back to the story in a second. A lot of people say my name Burisuko, it's not Burisuko. It's just Briscoe in Japanese. So it's just Briscoe, like Briscoe-san. So it's not Burisuko. It's just Briscoe. Anyways, back to the story. So I have this complete burger of a coach. He's like the meanest guy known to man. Like he was literally like a drill sergeant. But he was very, very good at coaching. So there was kind of like this trade-off, right? We had a really good team, but he was just like the meanest person to ever exist. And so as a 14-year-old kid, I was just absolutely petrified of this guy, like scared out of my pants of this guy. Didn't want to like ever talk to him, speak to him. And like, you know, he would scream and yell during practice. He would throw things. He would like ISO guy. By saying ISO guys, I mean like isolating people in a group, like a boss yelling at one person individually. Like he would do that all the time, just make you feel like horrible about yourself. And so he goes, and our first game is coming up, and so hockey has 4 lines per team, and you kind of like you're on the ice for like 1 minute, and then they go to the next line. And so the first line is usually the best players, and then the fourth line is the worst players, and this is for forwards, the people that play offense. And so as a freshman, I was put on the third line. So on the varsity team, third line, right? Big deal for a 14-year-old. You're playing with the big boys. You're playing with the big guns, right? Third line, you're gonna get minutes. You're gonna play in the game. And yeah, I remember being so amped. I was like, let's freaking go, man. Like, I'm going to absolutely tear this game up. I'm going to freaking become the next greatest hockey prodigy to ever play at this school. Like, I'm going to light this league up this year. Foreshadowing that it was not even close to that. So I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I'm like 5'7" on a good day. I'm quite short. So I was a very fast hockey player, but I was very small. And especially when I was a freshman, very light. And so this game starts, and you know, the boys are buzzing, like things are electric. There are a lot of people in the building, you know, a couple hundred people in the rink, and you know, I get my first shift, and you know, like I'm flying out there. I'm hitting guys against the wall, like I'm poking the puck around, playing defense. You know, maybe a couple shots here and there. Like I'm amped up. I'm ready to go. And as soon as my first shift is about to end, like I'm skating around the wall, and the puck is just like, it's just gliding on the wall. It's like literally right up against the wall by our bench. And for those of you who have never been in an ice rink before, there's no glass where the players are. So there's no glass on the bench. So it's just like, it's the bench and then the wall, and then there's nothing above it. So the players can like jump over the boards to get on the ice. You probably see where this is going. And so I'm coming around the wall like full speed. Like I am absolutely flying towards this puck because I am just so electrically amped right now. And this huge, he must have been a senior on their team. Obviously, I have no idea what his name is, but this huge guy, like 6'7", he was gigantic, 6'7", 200 pounds, just absolutely bodies me into the bench, full cartwheel. Like I literally went head over heels into our own bench, and like just a complete. I want you guys, if you can't visualize this, just go on Google and just Google like hockey player getting hit into bench, and you'll see exactly what I mean. I just got slammed into the bench, full cartwheel. Just like the hardest hit I have ever taken in hockey in my first game, on my first shift, in front of all of my classmates, just in the bench. And I get up, and I like, my face must have been tomato red. Like I was just fuming, and I'm sitting there just going like, oh, what the F, man? What is this? What the F? What is wrong with him? Like, what is wrong with this guy? Just absolutely cursing out of my mind, like throwing a water bottle, slamming my stick on the bench. Like, I was so amped up. It was the funniest thing ever now that I look back on it. In the moment, like I was actually so mad. I've probably like never been that mad during hockey before. But now that I look back on it, that is one of my funniest moments in hockey of all time. That is like the epitome of an embarrassing story. And I remember like going to school the next day, and the friend group that I was talking about earlier in this video, they were like, oh yeah, we got rocked last night, didn't we? And I was like, if you don't shut up right now, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like, it was just absolutely insane. So I've been through it too. I've been through some embarrassing stuff, but that's what makes you stronger, right? And so far, nothing like that has happened in the manga world. Obviously, very different landscape. So it's kind of hard for things to happen like that. But I've taken note of those moments because I definitely want to portray things like that in this story, because it's just relatable. Like, we've just all been through things like that. And I wanted to make this little episode because I just wanted to let you guys know I'm human too. These things happen. And so, yeah, those are some funny stories that I've had for sure. And I hope some of you guys clip those and share it so we can spread the word on my embarrassing downfall. Anyways. So, yeah, I guess that's going to wrap up this episode. We'll just keep it there. Thank you guys for streaming the song, by the way. If this isn't apparent already, there is a new song coming with every chapter. So every new chapter that I release, it will have a new song. And, yeah, that is essentially going to be it for this. I just wanted to talk a little bit about some embarrassing stories, give you guys some updates, let you know that I'm working on chapter 2. And I think I'm going to call it there. So thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of Maxed Out Radio. Hopefully the next episode I won't wait so long to do. Maybe only a couple weeks next time. Maybe I'll try to aim for like bi-weekly. But sometimes, especially in between chapters like this one, it's kind of hard to come up with things to talk about. I wanted to do like segments at some point in this radio show. We'll get to that another time. I won't keep you guys here too long. We'll wrap it up here. So thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys.